Saw an opportunity to get to the basket. Coach was saying, drive it, drive it, drive it. So I tried to drive it, and it just didn't work out. And I didn't think it was a charge, but you know, it is what it is, and I'm happy for my team, and glad we finished how we did. Even though we finished with a loss, I'm happy that we still stuck together and enjoyed each other.
How tough was it getting out on them in those threes? I mean, they were hitting and having a lot of opportunities, and you were trying to get out there, but a lot of times you just weren't.
Yeah. I don't know. I guess our communication tonight on defense wasn't there. I don't think we gave it our all on as far as our effort, but we tried to get there, and they were making tough shots, tough threes. So hats off to them.
How was it? A lot of times, and one of the things I noticed, you were having trouble getting back in transition,
Yeah.
especially when you hit big buckets. And I want both of you to answer this. Was that a problem? With you just getting back there because a lot of key buckets happened in those times. First, you, Bryson.
Oh yeah. When a couple times I got to the basket, I fell down, and they were right when I went through the basket, they were able to get out and push the ball on us. So I think that caused a lot of problems for us. Yeah. So that's.
I guess it'll have to be our communication. Some of us are supposed to go rebound, and some of us on the court are supposed to get back. And it was just a lack of communication. That's all.
What do you guys feel from the effort standpoint? Because maybe the CIT isn't the sexiest of events. I mean, how motivated did you guys feel coming into today?
We feel motivated. I mean, at the end of the day, we always ready to play. If it's the next game on our schedule, are we gonna go out there and give it our all? So, it just didn't happen like that tonight.
What were you guys, Super Bowl seniors, last time putting on that four-wing uniform? I mean, what are the memories of the years here?
For me, it's obviously IU is a big one. IU beating them both years back to back. That's a big. And just all the relationships that I built with the coaches and, my teammates and everybody in IPFW, they treated me good. And, I'm so thankful for, everything that they've given me. So.
Yeah, I mean, as far as me, I mean, the Indiana win is not, as big for me, but, just the relationships, people at the school, the fan base, my teammates, my coaches, I'm going to always value the relationships I had here. So.
Disappointed in the outcome, but clearly by our seniors' play, they were engaged and were appreciative of the opportunity that the CIT gave us with another bid and a home game and a television game, and I can't say enough about those three young men. I said it on senior night. I just said on the air. In 20 years of coaching, this class of three with Bryson Scott, Xzavier Taylor, Jordan King, I've never had a more appreciative senior class where, I mean, on numerous occasions, whether it's by text or in my office or a phone call, thanking me for the opportunity, the scholarship, the little things that we do for them, the culture of the program, and the relationships that they've had in our program. And I value that so much more than the wins and the losses. But at the same time, that's what makes, our program special to me, are the relationships. That's why we played so unselfishly and had so much success. When we get back to the game today, we didn't have the urgency on the three, and we didn't finish enough plays on the defensive boards, which cost us the game. They made more winning plays than us, and I wanted to keep playing. This is a group that, whether they play well or not, I just love being around them. And they always seem to refocus and dig into whatever I'm selling, we're going to do. And they don't always do it perfectly, but it's a group that's very coachable, wants to be coached. And I'm very appreciative to have coached him, and I'm sad that this season is over. But thank you, Fort Wayne. Wow, on 36 hours' notice, the Coliseum. So many people reaching out on emails and Twitter and all that stuff, and to get a great crowd here for national TV at noon. I mean, relative on noon. I mean, that's awesome. Says a lot for the past generations of Fort Wayne basketball players and kind of the pride they built in the community, but also so many people that are willing to roll up their sleeves to help. And when everybody gets invested, that just is awesome. And I'm very, very appreciative for all that support. And I'm appreciative every single day. I wake up and I get to go to a great university with really good leadership. I got an AD that is unbelievably supportive, and I get to coach quality young men that want to be coached and represent us really, really well.
What do you see on that final play that Bryson got called for a charge? What was the kind of strategy there?
He was trying to get to the rim, and it was one to where they took away the initial action. We spread the floor. I think right now he's third in the country in free throws made, so there's only two guys that are better at him at drawing contact. He also is one of the toughest guys to referee in the country because he initiates so much contact. I've rarely been pleased with him getting as many free throws as I think he sometimes deserved, but I like to score every time, and none of us are pleased with all that. It was a bang play, so it is what it is. He got to a good spot though, and we'll do that same space with the same time again, and they did a nice job taking away the initial action that we had. We were kind of taking advantage of something. We got 2 times in a row, got really good looks, and they do a good job. They're different. On the offensive end, they're really, really different in terms of, they're playing a 6'4", 5-man sometimes. You can really drive it, but he survives on the defensive end. And then they're 5 stretches and shoots the threes and stretch you out. But on the defensive end, they play a matchup zone. And so some things that you're really comfortable with, working in those kind of late game situations, you got to kind of alter, and you're trying to figure out, okay, how would they guard this? Because you don't know all the rotations. And really, we teach our guys how to play. We play pass and catch. We talk about spacing and, read and react. And our guys did a great job with that. And, down the stretch when we needed some critical baskets, we got some really good shots and got to some spots on the floor. And unfortunately, that one went the other way. And that was kind of the game at that stage.
Bryson obviously had the ball in his hands, the guy who wanted. What has Bryson meant to this program? Because Fort Wayne guy goes to Purdue, comes here. What has he meant to this team?
What I'm really proud of with Bryson is just his growth. I'm more on the individual side of it, just like he was able to fulfill his dreams here. He loves Fort Wayne. Has great parents, grandparents, family, support system here, and loves them. He used to come home a lot on weekends. And for him to be able to come back here and, he's been able to do a lot of the things when we recruited him, what I told him I thought he was capable of doing if he was coachable, he's been able to do. He's one when I've spent more time with him in my office over the last 3 years than probably anybody in my career other than Brent, and Brent I had for 5 years. But he's very coachable, and man, he's got a huge heart. And that's where I've seen him grow every year with his maturity and obviously his game. He just, this year he was able to be more aggressive getting to the free throw line, but also continue to improve playing with others and sharing the ball, and really did a nice job of that.
A couple of things that I would bring up. The defending the three, you mentioned that in your opening comments. The other thing was getting back after you had hit some key buckets, so we had to tie the game or go ahead. Transition defense faltered you a couple of times and maybe cost you some big points.
No doubt. And that's, it's a little bit of a challenge because and we do the same thing on the other side, but Bryson was very, very good getting to the paint. And, a lot of times contact, no whistle as he falls down. And now they're getting an outlet. The man guarding him is getting the outlet. Now he's chasing to try and get up. So now you gotta switch your matchups. We started out with Case and Harrell guarding Roundtree, Sean Roundtree to the Marshall, so we wouldn't have to do that because we know Bryson ends up at the rim a lot in those situations. But, Kaysen picked up fouls. He sat, most of the first half. It's not a great matchup right now in Matt Weir's career, and we kind of kept that. So we gave up some things to be able to manage the half court. But then we didn't transition well and communicate well enough. I mean, there's tons of things we didn't do great today. Communication was one of them. That really hurt us. That's where – our defense had gotten really, really good in spots this year. They shot, 50% from the floor, 44 from three, and they're a good offensive team, but we're a better defensive team than that. And so the communication and transition was a big part of that. So you're exactly right, team.
How would you, summarize the growth that you've seen out of this team throughout the whole season?
Hard to do. I just, we talked in the locker room. It's hard to put words to that, but we talked in the locker room just briefly, as we were debriefing them on, we didn't have enough winning plays today, but focused in on all the special that we had. And we talked a little bit on the basketball side of it. Going from, we were not a very good defensive team last year. We committed to that in the summer, and it really first showed when we went up and beat a good UIC team up there when we didn't shoot it well at all. And we won a game in a little different fashion than we had in the past. And then, you move on from there to go beat Indiana, back-to-back years, and you see some of the young guys like Dylan Carl really start to surface there, guys starting to dominate their new roles in the source special there. And then, we're down 15 here at versus North Dakota State, and we were playing pretty good basketball. And that's where, we've had trouble in past years and this year, always just kind of being us when adversity strikes and not sticking with that laser focus. And we did that night. And that was a big growth moment for our guys. Like, you're in adverse situations, you're at home. We don't lose very often at home. And they come back from that huge lead and beat a team that really grinds it out, who's been a power in our league. Then we go out to North Dakota State and win a game at North Dakota State. Liberty, I had the Liberty coach, Richie McKay, call me the next day after the game. He's like, we got to talk. Tell me what, I was at Virginia, been here. No one's ever scored 45 points on us in a half. So I have those little basketball moments, but all that stuff, like, that's so minimal to the bus rides, the plane flights, the hanging out in the airport. This group is a fun group to be around. I've had so much fun with this group just as they face adversity and their belief, and they flip it. And you can get them to where they don't hang on to that stuff too much. Like anybody else, there was Summer League tournament. We had some body language. I don't know where it comes from. I don't know. I thought we were really bad in the first half, but then they were able to flip and play really well in that second half. And that's a group that, has a chance when they're willing to, listen, be coached, be called out on some things that they're not very good at the moment, and then attack it and get better. So I don't know. I was kind of on a tangent there, but I really, really like this group. And I like the group that'll end up coming back. But, those three seniors, that just shows you, everything they did was within us. They were us today. No one tried to play one-on-one, no hero plays out there. They had great outputs in what we do, and that just shows you they were not ready to hang up their Don jersey, because it hasn't always happened that way. Sometimes you see a little bit kind of as you come down the stretch when stuff's not going well, and it didn't always tonight. We were down 10. They hit 17 threes, but we came back and we had a great opportunity to win the game down the stretch. Unfortunately, they got more winning plays than us.